If any of our listeners thought I'd start the pressing three with a Case Keenum reference, cash those tickets at $1,000,000 to 1. He quietly signed a 2-year, $6 million deal with the Texans. Last we checked, Davis Mills is still on the roster too. Does Keenum know something we don't? Is it possible Houston doesn't draft a quarterback at number 2 if the guy they want most, say Bryce Young, isn't sitting there? They can't trade up to number 1, Michael, because that magnifies their disaster of winning the final game. And they do have 2 first-round picks, or is everything I'm saying here just white noise?
I think it's true. I would not absolutely guarantee that Houston picks a quarterback because they're not even trying to trade Davis Mills. So if you called and said after they signed Case Keenum and said, what are you going to do with Mills? They're going to keep him. That's what their response was. We're going to keep him. We'll see what he does. I do think that they have 2 first-round picks. They could see what happens at the second. If you understand how this organization has been working, Nick Caserio went down there. He had all the power. When DeMeco Ryans came in, that power got shifted to DeMeco. And DeMeco has as much say on the draft as Nick does now, which then lends you to the process of if they like Jalen Carter, he's more worthy of the second overall pick than any other player, including the great Will Anderson. So I could see them passing on the quarterback, taking Jalen Carter, if assuming the character all works out. Because remember, how did DeMeco Ryans get this job? He got this job because of Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, Kinlaw, all those defensive front guys.
Fred Warner, too.
All those guys made him a head coach. He's going to recreate that dynamic in Houston.
Question number 2.
Real quickly, just to follow up. First defensive player selected, Will Anderson has been that odds-on favorite, but Jalen Carter 10-1 sitting there.
And I would have said play that. I would be strongly to play the Carter one. However, I'm not sure the character has been checked out to where everybody.